We do for baseball and CCX. As CCX Sports presents Northwest Suburban Conference play. It's Totino-Grace in Champlin Park playing in prep baseball. Hello and welcome to Champlin Park High School. John Jacobson and Drew Keogh for today's telecast. Rebels come in 3-7 on the season. Very unlike the teams they've had in the past as far as record-wise to start the season, but they begin May coming off a win yesterday against a very good Wayzata team, and they hope to get things rolling from there. Totino-Grace off to a good season, 6-2 so far, and also coming off a win on Wednesday. This is the top of the order for Totino-Grace. Nick Stika, the center fielder, is leading off. 1-1 pitch, grounded down to third. Noah Christensen there across the diamond, and he gets the out. Tyler Nelson the catch at first, and one away on the ground out third to first to start the ball game for the Eagles. That brings up Stephen Hand, the left fielder. Left-handed hitter will step in here against Vincent Lamberty. And delivers a strike. Hand's been one of the most consistent hitters for the Eagles this spring. Good stick early in the batting order today for the Eagles. Fouled this one back, and he's behind in the count to Lamberty, though. 2 strikes. Alex Stevens on deck for Totino. That's up high, 1-2. Grounded hard down to second base. And the throw to first by Carter Fox to Tyler Nelson. There's 2 away. A couple of ground ball outs for pitcher Vinny Lamberty to start the ball game. And now Alex Stevens, the third baseman. Hitting third for Coach Mike Smith and the Eagles today. Pitch a little high, ball 1. Called strike. One ball, 1 strike. Lamberty's pitch is high, 2-1. Foul back to the screen, and the count evens at 2-2.
Hey, let's protect 1-6. Go, kid. Hey, watch your way.
2-2. Hit foul, now to play. Grounder right back to the pitcher, Lamberty. A little toss to Nelson, who gets 3 putouts in the inning, and Totino-Grace retired quietly 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. Here's the batting order for the Rebels this afternoon. Cam Hammonds, the left fielder, will lead it off. Tyler Hansen, the shortstop, batting second. Jamie Grindle is the DH. He's hitting for the pitcher, Vinny Lamberty. Tyler Keene, the catcher, is batting fourth. And it's Brady Higgins in right field. Noah Christensen at third base, batting sixth. Carter Fox, the second baseman, hits seventh. Tyler Nelson hitting eighth. And Evan Hammonds, brother of Cam Hammonds, batting ninth and playing center field today for the Rebels. Totino-Grace defense Around the infield, Quinn Gurman at first, Evan Spivacek at second, Ben Palmer at short, Alex Stevens at third, Stephen Hand in left field, Nick Stika in center, Carter McLaughlin in right, Evan Radicek the catcher, and Ben LaForest is the pitcher today for Totino-Grace. Getting his third start of the season. No decision in his most recent outing. As I mentioned, Totino-Grace off to a 6-2 start so far to begin this season. And compared to some of the days we've had so far this spring, this is a nice weather day. Though the temperature's not terribly warm for May 2nd, low 50s, but just a light wind, some sun, a little clouds. Totino-Grace, 2 losses came against Armstrong and Benilde St. Margaret's, 2 pretty good ball clubs, in a 12-4 win, their most recent outing yesterday against Centennial. First pitch of the bottom half of the first is low to Hammonds. Working quickly, it's 2 balls. As Forrest falls behind Hammonds here. There's a strike call, 2-1. Drew Keogh, you and I did a ball game a week ago tonight, Osseo and Hopkins. We saw both starting pitchers really work quickly, and you get the ball, get assigned quick, and they're right back firing to the plate.
Yeah, it's fun to see as a fan and as a teammate to see your pitcher get out there, throw strikes, and even if they're not throwing strikes, keep throwing the ball. Keep the game moving quick, so nobody loses their attention. And it's fun to see here in the beginning of the game. A little chilly, you know. We talked about it last week too, but that's why I was a little bit late for this one, as I had to stop home, get my winter hat, get my winter coat. Had I had time, I probably would have put on long underwear, but I made it, and I don't know what this Northwest Metro is going to do with this traffic. Wow, 169 was a mess, but I made it. Happy to be here.
And it's a walk for Hammonds to lead off the bottom half of the first for Champlin Park. So the Rebels get a base runner to start. If that ignites their first inning as Tyler Hansen steps in. Right-handed hitting shortstop, batting second today for Coach Corey Davis and the Rebels. And a first pitch strike to him.
Always a good start when you get that leadoff hitter on base, no matter what they do, whether it's an error, a hit, or even a base on balls, whatever you want to do at the top of the order. You want to get on base to put a little pressure on the opposition here.
Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner going. A little soft liner, caught it short over to first, and it's a double play. Ben Palmer able to come in on that ball, make the catch. And with Hammonds pretty much standing on second already, it was an easy play for Palmer to throw over to Quinn Gurman over at first.
Yeah, nice job there by Palmer. He was moving towards second to begin that play, but then adjusted and caught that short little line drive right in front of the lip there, and kept his motion going towards first base and made a good sidearm throw to get the double play.
So the base runner raced, 2 away, and now Jamie Grindle, the DH. One ball pitch hit down to third. Alex Stevens up with the third, throws across the diamond. In Champlin Park, retired in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We played 1 inning here at Champlin Park. No score. Totino-Grace and Champlin Park.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to our large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find us, go to the App Store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, now available on Apple TV, coming soon to Roku.
Back at Brooklyn Park, top half of the second inning. No score, Eagles and the Rebels. Check Evan Steiner to lead it off for Totino-Grace. Here's the rest of that batting order. Evan Steiner, as I mentioned, leading off here in the second, the number 4 hitter. And then it's Quinn Gurman, the first baseman, Ben Palmer, the shortstop, Eric Radicek, the catcher, Carter McLaughlin in right, and Evan Spivacek, the second baseman, batting ninth. Defense today for Totino-Grace, for Champlin Park, Tyler Nelson is at first base. Carter Fox at second, Tyler Hansen at short, Noah Christensen at third, Cam Hammonds in left, Evan Hammonds in center, Brady Higgins in right, Tyler Goodkeen, the catcher for Vincent Lamberty. With a 1-2-3 top half of the first inning, and this ball is hit into left field for a base hit, and first base runner of the game for the Eagles, a leadoff single for Evan Steiner to start the Totino-Grace second.
And just like we saw at Champlin Park in the bottom half of the first, they got their leadoff run off. Now Totino-Grace does that here in the top of the second. And we're going to see how the Champlin pitcher adjusts to throwing out of the stretch here with the leadoff runner on.
First pitch strike to Quinn Gurman. In the number 5 slot today for the Eagles. One pitch caught the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2.
Nice breaking ball there on that 0-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner down at the knees. Tough pitch to hit.
Evan Steiner getting a little lead at first and ducks back in now. A little high, 1-2.
Like another breaking ball. That one just didn't break as much. Stayed up towards the eyes and didn't get the call there, but a good waste pitch on an 0-2 count.
Swing and a miss. And the first strikeout for Lamberty. First out in the Totino-Grace second.
Nice changeup of pitches there. Had a couple breaking balls back to back. I think he caught the batter off guard again, expecting another breaking ball. And he took a last-ditch effort and fanned that pitch out in the corner. But a fastball, and he had him off his pace there.
That brings up Ben Palmer. Takes a strike. Palmer Sr. is going to play baseball at Iowa Western Junior College next year. A lot of ball players through the years from this area have gone down there and had success. Pretty good program. This one grounded through the hole on the right side and into right field for a hit. Evan Steiner will stop at second. Palmer has himself a single, and 2 runners on now for the Eagles with 1 out in the second.
Great piece of hitting there by Palmer. You know, you usually like to see hitters crush the ball and drive it to the gap, but that ball put into place solid to the opposite field. He didn't have the best pitch to hit, put a good swing to the ball on the outside part of the plate and pushed it to the right side and got that runner down to second. And here they are with runners on first and second with just 1 out. And now with their runner down at second, I think Champlin Park just wants to make sure they're on the same page with their pitches here. They want to make sure that they're not relaying any signs or tipping any pitches, because that runner down at second, just with a little sleight of hand or a tip of the cap, can kind of relay what they believe the next pitch is coming. And you know, sometimes hitters want to know that, and sometimes hitters really don't. But from the defensive side, you want to do what you can to make sure they really don't have any clue, or else you can, or at least try and throw them off.
Lamberty, like a lot of the players today, not just a baseball player, he's also played football for the Rebels last fall. Well, this one is tagged deep to left center field. That is off the fence. Everybody had to hold up to see if it would be caught or not, and it's going to be a very, very long single on a ball that was tagged by Radicek to the fence out in left center.
You can't really see it, but you can see in the flags over there in the right field fence that there's a little bit of wind, and if it gets up there, it's kind of gusty, and that ball driven pretty well to the opposite field. It caught it and let it get deep in the zone. Solid contact, got it up in the air, and it kept drifting, but the runners really couldn't move because the defender, the left fielder, looked like he had a chance to catch it. He did have a chance to catch it, but it came up right up against the wall, and it falls in, and one hops the fence, but the runners have to only are held to one base advancing.
Mr. Lowe to Carter McLaughlin, the right fielder. Yeah, Robbinsdale, you could see in that replay, was starting to tag at second because he thought Cam Hammonds might catch that.
Yeah, that's what your coach should do, because you definitely want to tag, but also in that position, you're thinking about scoring on a tag from a ball hit that deep. But you don't want to run yourself out of a good situation either.
Ball in the strike now to McLaughlin. Bases loaded for Totino with one out here in the second. And this one tagged to right field. This gets down for a hit. That's going to score at least two. Ebensteiner's in. Palmer's in. Being waved around.
You have a play.
There's going to be a play at the plate and in safely with the run. And it's a 3-run bases clearing double for Carter McLaughlin. It's the courtesy runner Andrew Christofferson comes around to score the third run.
Nice job by McLaughlin to drive that ball to right field, and all is not heard here for Totino-Grace. Not tagging up and not advancing on that previous long single. This ball gets down to the fence to the right side. Runners know that it's down right away, so they're able to break. Good strong throw at home. Close play, but the catcher has to run up to catch that ball, the relay throw, and the runner sneaks in to score that third run for Grace.
So a big hit by McLaughlin, and the fourth hit of the inning already now for Totino-Grace after they went out in order in the first. And now Spivacek, the second baseman, who's hitting ninth. Lamberty delivers high, and it's 2-0. That was the previous one was ball 3. That's ball 4. Spivacek is the runner now at first. There's at first and second. 4 straight batters have reached now for the Eagles, and we're back to the top of the order in Nick Stika. Lamberty's pitch bunted, foul, not a play.
Chance for Grace to put up a big number here in the top of the second, doing a nice work at the plate, hitting the ball solidly here with the bottom half of the order. Now the top half has a chance to follow up. Good start to the game for the bottom half.
Hey, come on, one kid.
A little slow chopper back to the mound. Lamberty goes to first, and nice job by Nelson. Reached up, and he had to come off the bag to field it, and he tags the runner.
Short hopper to the front part of the mound. Pitcher does a nice job of fielding it and stays calm and cautious, but seems to kind of take his concentration off and lets that ball fly a little bit high, but a nice play by the first baseman to adjust and get the tag out. Big spot here for Champlin Park to try and get this third out and not let this get to 4 or 5 to nothing.
Got 2 runners in scoring position now. McLaughlin at third. Spivacek's got second. Hand takes a first pitch strike.
And with 2 outs, any ball hit to the outfield should bring in 2, considering the runner is going to be moving no matter what.
Inside, 1-1.
Of course, the middle infield playing back at regular position, giving themselves a little more time to find that ball and get a good angle on it. They don't have to play in to try and get that out at home. They can just get that force out to get out of this inning over at first.
Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hand kind of talking to himself at home plate, like he just missed that one, he feels. And a chance to maybe do something with that one. 1-2 delivery off speed, got a piece of it and stays alive.
Yeah, as a catcher, you're trying to do anything you can to help your pitcher in this position. They're, the pitcher's feeling the pressure. They're not feeling the best they were when they started the game, but as a catcher, you want to keep him focused, keep him in the game. He's one of your better players on the mound, and make sure he keeps throwing strikes and let him know that we can get some runs, just get us back into the dugout.
1-2 pitch, hand grounds this one down to first, and grabbing it there's Tyler Nelson, steps on the bag, and Totino-Grace is retired in the second, but a good top of the second for the Eagles. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and they leave 2. We played an inning and a half. It's now Totino-Grace 3, Champlin Park nothing.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Like here?
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Ben LaForest has a 3-0 lead as he takes the hill in the bottom half of the second for Totino-Grace. The Eagles coming up with 3 runs and 4 hits in the top half of the frame. And now LaForest will go to work on the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Rebels. Tyler Geekeen, Brady Higgins, Noah Christensen. Forrest, first pitch, high, ball 1.
Yeah, nice little surprise for him to take the mound here in the bottom of the second, knowing that he's got a 3-0 lead after a pretty quick first inning for both teams there.
Inside 2-0. Hit in the air out to left field. Hand drifting toward the line and makes the catch.
Hand made that look very easy. He was jogging the entire way. He had a good read on the ball. Knew he had plenty of time when I came off the bat. It was way up in the air. He just kind of made a slow trot over there towards the foul ball line and got that first out.
Wind definitely is blowing out some today, Drew. We're toward right center.
Yeah, I'm glad it's at our back.
Right.
I'm glad I brought my winter gear. It's only the second, and I still feel kind of chilly. At least it's dry, though. That's the important thing. It's dry.
Called strike to Brady Higgins. I talked to Totino-Grace head coach Mike Smith. I said, well, it's not raining. He said it's beautiful by the spring standards. This is
relatively
a great
speaking,
day for baseball.
Yeah, relatively speaking. And I'm out of town next week, but I looked at the forecast and it doesn't look much prettier.
No.
It's not going to get better.
We get a nice day tomorrow and Saturday, maybe a little part of Sunday, and back to unseasonably cool.
Those like 40 to 60% rain shower days are the worst for spring sports because you got to plan on playing. You want to try to get it in, but then when it's raining and it's 4 o'clock, everybody's out here like, oh boy, what are we going to do? But you got to get it in anytime you can. In the spring, you got to play.
2-2 pitch. He is tagged deep out to right center field. Back it goes. It's off the fence. Digging for second is Higgins, and he'll be in with a 1-out double. There's no chance for Stika to grab that one out in center. Higgins just hit it that well.
That ball is right in his wheelhouse, right down towards the knees. Got his hands in, drove it to right center field over the center fielder's head. A couple hops to the fence and strolls into second base with a double here in the second inning.
First hit for the Rebels. And now Radicek will come out and talk with his pitcher very briefly, the runner down at second base.
Yep, and that's something that you practice ahead of time. You say, hey, we're second inning. If the runner gets down to second base, on this date, we're gonna, it's first signal after this hand, whatever it is, so the pitcher and catcher are just on the same page.
Noah Christensen, first pitch swinging way out in front of that.
That reminds me of my buddy Brandon. He was notorious for that, and then he'd get 2 of those, and then he'd strike out in a curveball. But it feels good to crush it that hard.
They tagged that one out into 109th Avenue, that first pitch. No passing cars were harmed, though.
Yeah, and if he got that one up in the air, that was going to go pretty far, too. Now you expect to see a breaking ball, but the runner in second, you don't want to waste a pitch and have it scooped by your catcher to get that runner down by third, because there's no strikes yet. Or 2 strikes, but you don't want that runner to go down to third.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. They did go up a little high on it. Christensen didn't offer. And 1 and 2, the Rebels' third baseman.
Another good pitch on 0-2. You want to throw it up by their eyes. They usually can't catch up with it, but good job to lay off that pitch.
Ball hit in the air out to short left field. The shortstop, Palmer, comes over, calls everybody off, and makes the catch.
He ends up making the second out of the inning, but those are a couple good swings there, and that ball he just missed. I mean, he just got under that ball. If he's a couple centimeters higher on that ball is driven probably out of the park here.
That brings up Carter Fox, the second baseman. For his first pitch is in for a called strike. Tyler Nelson on deck if Carter Fox is able to get aboard here with 2 outs. And the runner Higgins still at second. And it's now strike 2 as LaForest gets ahead in the count, as he did to Christensen a batter ago. 0-2 is high.
Another good 0-2 pitch, high in the zone, high fastball. That one a little bit off the plate. Good job by the batter to lay off it. See if he goes back to that curveball on a 1-2 count. Yeah, just missed.
2-2.
Nice pitch. Just a little in and up.
Popped up on the infield, the third base, foul territory, now drifting back toward fair and caught by Stevens in fair territory for the third out. For Champlin Park in the bottom of the second, no runs, 1 hit, and then leave that runner Higgins stranded as we end the second inning. Through 2, Totino-Grace 3, Champlin Park nothing.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience, and as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Totino-Grace 3, Champlin Park nothing as we get ready for the top half of the third inning here at Champlin Park High School. Alex Stevens, Jack Ammensteiner, and Quinn Gurman, the scheduled hitters for Totino here to face Vincent Lamberty in this third inning of work. One ball. Stevens grounded out in his first at bat.
Ooh.
2-0. Check
nice
down
job
that
to hold
swing.
up on that one. That was a good pitch, but just off the plate and a good job to hold up his swing.
Three 3-0. But the first two pitches were right there, just about. And that one, obviously,
that one was more like an 0-2 count and pitch instead of a 2-0 count. Yeah.
That's 4-pitch walk to Stevens to start the third.
Not what you want to see if you're at Champlin Park, but put that behind you and see if you can throw some more strikes here. Get those strikes rolling.
Here's Ebensteiner with the sharp single to lead off the second inning and came around to score the first of 3 Totino-Grace runs in that second.
I'll go and talk to him here. You want to change up his pace, break him up. He's thrown 6 straight balls to start this inning. Throws another one. I think we might see a mound visit by the catcher, and if not the coach. Nice job by the pitcher here to kind of step off, take the glove off, change of pace, try and catch your breath.
Ball hit in the air out to left field. A long run out there for Hammonds. Able to get to the ball and make the catch. Great job by Cam Hammonds to run that one down. When it was hit off the bat, I didn't think he'd be able to get to it.
Yeah, nice effort here by Hammonds. Good read off the bat. That ball was tailing towards the foul ball line, but he stretches out at the last second on a ball that would have been fair had it hit the ground, but just makes that last step and a nice reach to get that out in the first out and keep the runner from advancing and take it back to first base. You know, it's one of those little things. That ball drops. Runner advances to third, probably second and third. The pitcher is just going to be thinking more about the leadoff walk. He's going to have a lot more pressure on him. To get that out really helps him here in this position.
Cold strike to Quinn Gurman. Count evens to him, 1-1. Struck out in his first at bat. Low, 2-1.
Let's go, Quinny. Find a gap, kid. Find a gap. Tell us to move on to the iPad.
Hit in the air, out to right. Higgins over toward the line and makes the catch. It's out number 2.
Nice can of corn out there for the right fielder. Good job by the base runner here. One of these little things that people overlook is that ball's hit off the bat high over the first baseman's head. The runner at first base had no idea where the ball was. He kind of made a break towards second, immediately paused and looked at his first base coach for where the ball is and what he should be doing. He stopped and made his way back to first base. Because he's thinking any ball to the right side of the field, he's trying to go first to third.
2 away now, and Palmer the batter. Single in his first at bat.
Where do you want me, Tom?
First pitch is to him as a ball. Drags this one deep out to left. Hammond's on his horse, goes back, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for Ben Palmer. And it's 5-0 Totino-Grace.
Boy, I was just about to say, Lambert, he's 1 out away from getting out of a rough start to this third inning, but that ball was squared up. Didn't take too much time to leave this park, and that ball stayed pretty low. Tells you about how well it was hit and how hard he hit it.
Look at it again.
Yeah, a solid ball, crushed to left field. Really, no doubt about it. And you know, we've seen a few balls by Champlin Park hit pretty high in the air, but that one he tagged up and squared it up, and it got over the fence in a hurry.
So Palmer 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Grace extends its lead to 5-0. Now it's Radicek, the catcher. All the strike to him.
Maybe like catches the ball and then it just shots it. Literally like maybe just
High in the air, but out of play.
Ooh. Traffic out there on, what was that, 106?
109th.
109th, yeah. Heads up.
That's one you're not going to know it's coming when you're driving along. And this one laced out into left field. That'll drop for a hit. Hammond up with it, and it'll be a 2-out single for Radicek, so he's 2 for 2.
Another very well hit ball.
Excuse me, it'll come out for a courtesy runner, Christofferson. Again.
Yeah, Champlin Park just 1 out away from getting out of this jam, but here they are with another runner on, giving up already 2 runs in this inning. And Totino-Grace just seems to be hitting the ball very well here early in the game.
Just like last time.
Now here's McLaughlin at the bases clearing double. Cutting a miss. He was anxious. He wanted to swing on that one. Missed. Stolen base though for Christofferson. Gets into scoring position at second.
Nice aggressive base running here, up 5-0. You can take some chances, and you know, Champlin Park's kind of back in their heels, falling down 5-0 here at home early in the game. So try and move those runners along if you can.
Called strike. Gets 0-2 now to McLaughlin. This one hit into right field. That's a base hit. Christofferson being waved around. Here's the throw. Cut it off. And the run scores. A run scoring single for McLaughlin. And it's 6-0.
There you go. That stolen base comes into play. A stolen base with 2 outs. Get that runner down from first to second. Put yourself in a position to get a single with 2 outs. That runner is moving on the crack of the bat. Comes in close play at the plate, but the ball gets cut off. So that 6th run comes across the plate for Totino-Grace, and they're in a good spot here.
Pitch is low now to Spivacek. Second baseman. Number 9 hitter already up for the 2nd time in the game. They've gone through their order twice here, Drew, in the first 3 innings. Runner going. It's a piece that flares it out to right field. Carrying. And that drops. Around comes McLaughlin. He will score. Heading to third. And in is Spivacek.
Yeah, a game of inches is usually what football's called, but that ball hit down the line. Tough play for the right fielder. We couldn't see it, but looked like it was a tough play for him. And the runner, again, moving on the crack of the bat, has plenty of time to get in motion and comes around to score the 7th run for Champlin Park here. That runner keeps the speed up and makes his way all the way down to third base.
So a triple for Spivacek, scoring McLaughlin. Back-to-back big innings with the sticks for the Eagles. Popped up foul, out of play by Stika.
Yeah, that last play by the right fielder, tough play. Whether it was a double and an error or a triple, I think a triple's the right call because that ball's hit down to the right field. It's going to stop. He's not going to have a running throw to third base, so he's going to have a tough play to make to third base anyways, and that runner was moving pretty quick around the base paths.
Stika 0 for 2 today. I'd like to join this Eagles hit parade in the third. It's cutting a miss there, though, and Lamberty and the Rebels get out. But again, another good inning for Totino-Grace at the plate. 4 runs on 4 hits. They have 8 hits in 3 innings, no errors, and 1 left on. 2.5 innings played at Champlin Park. New scores: Totino-Grace 7, Champlin Park nothing.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Sun is out in full force as we move to the bottom half of the third inning here at Champlin Park. Rebels send Tyler Nelson, Evan Hammonds, and Cam Hammonds to the plate. Face Ben LaForest. Rebels now batting and trailing 7-0 here. To mention right off the top, it's been an unusual season for Champlin Park. They're used to being more like 7-3 at this point rather than 3-7, but they've not been able to put it all together. I mentioned it coming off a nice win over a good Wayzata club on Wednesday, but this Totino team has played well.
Yeah, senior heavy team. I mean, you're looking at the roster, I see only 2 underclassmen on this roster, and that means it's their year. If they're going to make a run in the playoffs, this is their year, and they've shown that they have the talent and the discipline at the plate, and so far in this game they've done really well in the field as well.
Not a foul by Nelson, and 2 balls and a strike. Totino-Grace runner-up last year in their section 4, losing to Mounds View in the championship game. That one stroked out to center. A nice leadoff single for Nelson to begin the Rebels' third.
Nice piece of hitting there by Nelson, not trying to kill the ball. You know, you're down 7 runs. You just want to get runners on base. You're not going to tie this game up with one swing of the bat at this point in the game. Put the ball in play, solid contact, put it right up the middle, and get on base to start this bottom of the third for the Rebels.
That brings up Evan Hammonds, number 9 hitter and starting center fielder. Hits this one in the air, out to left, and has to drift a few steps towards center, but makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, nice easy can of corner out there in left field. Sun's behind the clouds for the most part, easily able to track that fly ball down for the first out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Now batting number 18, Cam Hammonds.
Now Cam Hammonds, the twin brothers, batting back-to-back today, 9-1 in the order, sophomores. Cam with a leadoff walk. Back in the first, he hits it up in the air on the infield. Zabosik just make a step back, but makes the catch for out number 2. So after the leadoff single by Nelson, 2 quick outs. And Tyler Hansen coming to the plate.
Little things there by Zabosik. He clearly called off everybody from the infield. Pitcher made a clear break to first base and deferred to the second baseman from first base, but the second baseman made a loud call for the ball, and everybody backed off, and he made the good catch there to get the second out.
Inside and low. 2 balls, no strikes to Hansen. That little soft liner to short to Palmer back in the first inning, and with Hammonds running on the pitch, he was doubled off. This one hit in the center field. That finds space, and it's a single for Hansen this time up. The second hit of the inning, third of the game for Champlin Park. They have 2 runners on with 2 outs.
Yeah, this time around, same vicinity. This time hit a little bit harder, stayed up in the air and got over the shortstop's head to move the runner on down to second instead of ending the inning with an out by the shortstop. Again, not the hardest hitted ball, not the hardest hit ball, but you're putting the ball in play and giving the rest of the lineup a chance to put some runs on the board here for Champlin Park. You got to chip away 1 run at a time.
And a first pitch strike to Jamie Grindle.
We saw in the last inning a few balls were driven foul, a couple hit deep into left field, high up in the air, and Champlin Park's had some good swings. They just barely missed those balls, and they ended up being outs instead of RBI doubles or singles.
Slowly hit ball to Palmer, comes up with it though. Strong throw over to German at first. Grindle and the Rebels retired here in the third. No runs for Champlin Park. Couple of hits and 2 runners left on. 3 innings complete. Our score, Totino-Grace 7, Champlin Park nothing.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Jake Vandermeeden warming up for Champlin Park, but it'll be Lamberty that'll take the mound to start the 4th inning for Champlin Park.
Yeah, you give him a chance to keep pitching. He's been throwing strikes. Totino-Grace has just been swinging the bat really well and putting the bat on the ball.
Stephen Ham leading off the 4th inning. First pitch to him is low. He's 0 for 2. Totino-Grace this weekend will have a couple of games at Minneapolis, that nice turf field down at Veterans Field to play Grand Rapids at 10:30, and then the host Skippers at 1 o'clock. Today playing their 2nd game of the week. They beat Centennial yesterday. Champlin Park with their 3rd game of the week today. Lost to Chaska here Monday. Beat Wayzata here yesterday, and now Totino-Grace. Then their next game at Edina Monday night at Braemar Field. 2-1, Hand reaches out. Nice piece of hitting there, Drew. Gets a single to lead off the 4th.
Boy, I tell you, this is one of the better hitting teams I've seen this spring. Top to bottom, they've just been putting the bat on the ball solid. Pitcher's throwing strikes. He's got a decent curveball, but this Eagle team is really swinging well here this afternoon.
First pitch low and stopped by Gukeen. And Stevens takes a ball. He drew a leadoff walk to start last inning, and they'll spark that 4-run Totino-Grace 3rd. There's a strike call. 1-1.
Hey, see all the way in.
Yeah, he's had a couple nice check swings, which is good control of the bat at the plate and able to get on base any way he can.
Caught and a miss. Good pitch by Lamberty. He's ahead in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, nice breaking ball. Swung right over that one. It dropped off the plate. It would have been a strike, but it was a good swing. He just was swinging over it.
Ball's low, and they got away from Gukeen, and down to second goes Hand.
Same pitch, just a little bit lower, but I think that one just scooted away from the catcher, and I think it was close to being a strike. Almost got the batter to swing, but it scoots by the catcher for a pass ball.
Hand now in scoring position with nobody out. And the pitch, that's ripped out into left center field. And he'll stop at 3rd. His single for Stevens.
again, another great swing, solid contact. That ball driven hard to left center field. Good play by the left fielder, come up clean with the ball. Runner has to hold up, nobody out, doesn't want to get caught up and doubled off, so he holds up at third base, especially with 2 outs. You know, you're still in a position to come in on a sac fly, force out at second, force out at first, or even a pass ball. You don't want to run yourself out of an opportunity to score here.
Seven different Eagles players already have hits in this game, and there's nobody out in the fourth. Evan Steiner hits one out just about in the same spot, but it hangs up, and Hammonds makes the catch. Runner tagging, and in on the sacrifice fly is Hand. So Evan Steiner hits it well enough to get the runner over, and the runner home, I should say, to make it 8-0 and an RBI for Evan Steiner.
Yeah, up 7-0. You want to keep getting runs across the plate if Totino-Grace. You know, keep Champlin Park away from having a chance to even get back into this game. It also keeps you in a better position with your pitchers. You know, your pitch count stays down. Get these players, you know, put them in a position to maybe 10-run this team here in Champlin Park.
Come on, Quinny. Go, man.
First pitch is a strike to Quinn Gurman. Struck out and has flown out in 2 at-bats. Stevens, the runner at first. Hits this one down to third. To get the second for 1, back to first. Safe at first. Beating it out is Gurman.
You know, they weren't able to convert that double play, but a nice, solidly executed double play attempt here by the infield for Champlin Park. Comes up with the ball cleanly down at third base, right over the lip. Good solid throw down to second base and a nice turnover to first, but runner just beats the throw to keep this inning alive for Totino-Grace.
Christensen to Fox, but relay to Nelson just a touch too late to get Gurman. So he becomes the base runner now with 2 away. And here's Palmer. Single in the second, and a long home run in the third.
Yeah, it's probably the best ball I've seen hit this spring, and didn't get up in the air too much, and it exited the field very quickly. Just kind of tells you how hard that ball was hit.
Good stop by Gukin. The pitch that bounced, and holding at first is Gurman. One ball, 1 strike. Lambert's pitch to Palmer is a little low. 2-1.
Barrel. Come on, Benny. Let's go, Benny. Barrel, Benny.
Up high. 3-1. Lamberty doing his best to be around the strike zone without grooving one to the guy who took him deep last time.
Yeah, you want to keep challenging them. You want to keep these guys on their toes. Even though you're down in this game, you have pride out there as a pitcher. You know you have the talent out there. You're just not having your best day, and you're up against a really talented Totino-Grace team here.
Palmer draws a walk. Gurman is second. Corey Davis is out, and that looks like that'll be the end of the line here for Vinny Lamberty. Vander Meeden is on his way in from the bullpen. There he is, number 4. And we have a pitching change here at Champlin Park. So we will take a break. Totino-Grace up 8-0, 2 runners on, 2 outs in the 4th. We'll come back and more baseball on CCX Sports after this timeout.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to our large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find us, go to the App Store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, now available on Apple TV, coming soon to Roku.
Jake Vandermeeden, a senior right-hander, will take the hill here for Champlin Park in release of Lamberty. You got to come in to tough position, 2 runners on.
Yeah, you don't want to come in knowing you never give up on the game. You come in, you have pride, you're going to try to throw strikes, you're going to try and work towards that next game. You're also going to work towards the next inning for your Champlin Park. You're not out of this game. You're not done. Yeah, you're down 8-0 here in the 4th inning at home against one of your neighbors here and one of the rivals that you know very well. But you want to do the best you can. You want to keep your team in a position to maybe score a couple runs, make it 8-2, 8-3 in the next inning, stay within this game so you have a shot. But Totino-Grace has just been swinging that bat so well, and they have such a tough lineup that it's been a really tough day for Champlin Park to try and get outs after that first inning where they got out of it clean here. Totino-Grace has just been hitting it very well.
Excuse me, Corey Davis on the right there, head coach for Champlin Park. To his right, it's Tim Loberg, a veteran coach, coached at a number of programs, including Champlin Park here at one time. This one is tagged and hit well by Radicek. Out to center field. Nobody's going to catch that one. That is going to bring home 2 runs. German in, Palmer in. Digging for third is Radicek, and he is in with a triple.
Another very well hit ball by Totino-Grace. That one short hops the fence, which is hard to do because this ground is very, very soft. You're not going to get a big hop. Crushes that ball to deep left center field. It's tailing away from the center fielder, and the runner's moving on the crack of the bat and easily come in to score the 9th and 10th run. Hustled by the batter to get all the way down to third base, and still a chance for them to bring in the 11th run with a pass ball or any type of hit.
Strike one call to Carter McLaughlin.
Definitely a change of pace here. Not as much velocity on the pitch. Kind of a little drop down sidearm from the left side as well.
Tisha will never die.
Right, actually hitting by Radicek. Just steps right in there, new pitcher. And
yeah, I mean,
wait on it.
This lineup top to bottom has been on fire this afternoon.
Gotten a miss by McLaughlin. He's driven in 4 today in 2 at-bats.
A little frustrated with himself there. He knew it was a curveball. He even saw it coming out of his hand. He just wasn't able to put his brain together and get that bat on the ball.
0-2, swing and a miss. They'll have to throw it down to first to get the out, but they do, and that retires Totino-Grace. They again put up multiple runs in the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 left. Go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Now 10-0 Totino-Grace.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Go to bottom half of the 4th inning. 10-0 in favor of Totino-Grace, leading Champlin Park.
Yeah, a tough day for Champlin Park, but it's not that they have made some sloppy plays in the field. They've just had a pitcher who was throwing strikes, and this veteran Totino-Grace lineup full of solid bats has just been putting the ball in play, and when it has been in play, it's been either out of Champlin Park's reach or over their head.
For the Rebels, number 27.
Tyler Keene leading off here for Champlin Park in the bottom half of the 4th inning. First pitch swinging, hand is over. A fairly busy day out in left field. Was able to make all the catches that have come to him so far. First out here in the 4th.
Yeah, the difference for him as a left fielder is his fly balls have been hit pretty high in the air and easy for him to get underneath. As for the Champlin left fielder, he's been chasing the ball around, trying to make catches that have been pretty difficult, or watching the ball go over his head.
Brady Higgins had a hit in his first at bat, cutting a miss there. A good pitch by LaForest. And meanwhile, Ben LaForest, he got a comfortable lead here. You want to throw strikes. You want to not extend yourself too much. You get the 2 games coming up Saturday, and I think for Mike Smith, he'd like to get as many innings as possible, whether that's just one more if they're able to 10 run them in 5, or beyond that. He doesn't want to have to go to his bullpen knowing he's going to need 14 innings out of some people on Saturday.
Yeah, there's definitely coaching strategy going on, and it's something that as a fan you kind of pay attention to, but when you're in the coaching position, that's your responsibility. You're liable for making sure that these pitchers are at a pitch count, they're not exceeding it, so you don't get penalized. Even at the Little League level, we're dealing with it now, and if we violate that rule twice, we get suspended for the season. It's
right?
Something they take serious, because it's 2 things that they really want to focus on: is the health of the player, the safety of the player, and the sportsmanship and in the game. You don't want a team to be able to run out a pitcher 3 days out of 4 and throw X amount of pitches more than they're expected to when they're the dominating pitcher. You want to make it fair for every team to play the game, so the better team wins the game.
Tagged pretty well by Higgins out into right center field. Outfield is going, and neither one are going to get to it as it falls between Steek and McLaughlin. On the way to third, it's Higgins, and he goes in with a triple. They already had a double in the second, and now a 3-base hit for Brady Higgins here in the 4th.
Nice solid fly ball to right center field. That ball catches the top half of the fence, and it was hit so high that both the right fielder and the center fielder were able to get right to the ball, but as the fence comes into play, they defer and don't want to put themselves at risk. And with that ball going to right field and staying up in the air so long, Higgins has plenty of time to stroll on down to third base here and put himself in a position to give Champlin Park a run here.
Now batting number 2, Noah Christensen.
And with the big lead, the runners will, the infielders will play back there. Don't want to give the batter necessarily an edge by playing in.
Yeah, and as we were talking, it'd be nice for Totino-Grace if they can 10-run Champlin Park and get out of here and not play those extra couple innings. But you also don't want to put yourself in a position to really get down and let Champlin Park get back in this game.
Doesn't matter on that ball hit. Yeah. Nice solid single to left. Trying to stretch it for 2 is Christensen, and he is going to be out at second base.
Run scores, but great
get
throw.
A run in on the ball hit out to left field, scoring Brady Higgins. It'll be an RBI for Christensen, but then he's tagged out easily at second base there, trying to stretch it to a double.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I think it's tough to say, but he hit the ball too hard. He just hit it too hard, and a good turn and strong throw by the left fielder, right on target, easy spin and churn for the second baseman to put that glove right in front of the bag. But he hit that ball so hard that it's got out to left field so quickly that the throw was able to get in and beat him.
Now it's Carter Fox. Second pitch hitting out to left field, hand drifting back. That ball was kept carrying. It's over his head. He'll go into second base with a double. Carter Fox has his first hit today.
We're seeing a little bit of a change here. Champlin Park in the first few innings, they had been popping balls up, and they went up and pretty high in the air. But then Grace was just driving balls. Now we're seeing Champlin Park squaring the ball up a little bit more, and they're able to get it over the outfielder's head. And I think the batter there thought he was going to fly out to left field, but that ball got up in the air, kept carrying, and went over the left fielder's head.
So Fox in scoring position. First pitch swinging foul is Tyler Nelson. Strike 1 to him and a single in the third. Pitch high, delivered there by LaForest. It's 1-1.
The ball comes in pretty quick and it has a bit of movement. It's a good looking pitch.
Strike on the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tough pitch to hit there, but yeah, you can't lay off those. You got to protect play here. Now with two strikes, you definitely got to protect that pitch.
1-2, popped up foul, and now the play. Forrest looked in a little too long for Nelson's liking. He steps out. Forrest pitch, tagged, well, foul.
Just behind that one. That was right in his wheelhouse. He was happy to see that one. He just a little too late, and that one ended up going fouled on the right field line.
So it stays at a ball and 2 strikes to the Rebels' first baseman. A little flare hit over Palmer's head into left field for a base hit. Around comes Fox. He is going to score standing up. Throwing down to second, and in second on the throw is Nelson. The throw came home. That allowed Nelson to take the extra base. I said Fox came in standing up. He actually slid, but didn't need to, as the ball was, the throw was a little bit off the plate.
Yeah, he didn't really know where that ball was, and he didn't have anybody at home kind of tell him. So it's easier to get down and play safe, rather be safe than sorry. Good job getting up with the ball clean. That ball just tails away. Good strong throw, just tails away to the third base line. Catcher a good throw on the second, but here we are, Champlin Park, just battling. And like we talked about earlier in the game, you're not going to tie the game up in a couple of hits here. You got to just chip away, and try and get Totino-Grace to be thinking about it too much, that they really kind of make a couple errors, or you just keep hitting that ball. That ball wasn't the hardest hit ball of the afternoon. On the hands, fisted over the shortstop's head, but it gets the job done here and puts Champlin Park on the board again for their second run.
So 2 runs in on 4 hits in the inning for the Rebels. And now Evan Hammonds takes the first pitch strike. Flew up to left in his first at bat. Forrest working quickly, gets ahead, 2 strikes.
Nice pitch there, nice breaking ball, caught him off guard, but broke right over the plate to get the second strike.
Off the plate, 1-2.
Now you're in a position you're protecting. You're trying to do anything you can do to put the bat on the ball, foul ball, put it in play, pop up. You want to do anything you can do to avoid a strikeout here.
Hit in the air, foul. Toward the dugout and out of play.
Yeah, I like the way that this Totino-Grace communicates. I mean, you heard the catcher here. We have our microphone right over here next to us, but you could hear the catchers just yelling, "No room, no room." So your first baseman knows not to try and run through that fence to make a play, because they're tracking that ball and they're in their visitors' field here. They don't know the dimensions. They're not as familiar. But, having played together so much as a group of seniors, able to communicate and tell each other what's going on out there in the field.
Just off the plate, 2-2. Good eye there by Hammonds not to chase after that one off the plate. Forrest pitch, and that one hit him.
So here we are, John, 10-2. This game was looking like it was a blowout. It was done. Now Champlin Park, a couple hits away here from being within striking distance.
Yeah, they're back to the top of the order, and Cam Hammonds.
Yeah, he goes from an 0-2 count to, taking a couple close pitches, taking that one on the inside shoulder, and that's something you try and teach batters to do. I'm trying to teach my 8-year-old to do that, because pitchers at that age are throwing the ball over, and half the team gets hit when they're at the plate. It's like, don't open up your body, turn that inside shoulder, protect yourself, and take that ball in the shoulder. Don't take it in the chest or in the face.
Low pitch blocked by Radicek. Runners have to hold. Nelson's down at second. Evan Hammonds at first. Cam Hammonds the batter. The walk in 2 at-bats today. Chops this one to short. It's the third baseman, Stevens, who steps in front of Palmer in a close play at first, but they get the out to retire Champlin Park in the 4th inning. For the Rebels, though, 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2. They have stranded 5 through 4 innings of play. through 4 at Champlin Park. Our score is now Totino-Grace 10, Champlin Park 2.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to our large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find us, go to the App Store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, now available on Apple TV, coming soon to Roku.
Beautiful afternoon for baseball here at Champlin Park, with the Totino-Grace Eagles leading the Champlin Park Rebels by a score of 10-2. So you'll get Mike Smith, veteran head coach of Totino-Grace, has had his team in the state tournament in the past, and it's got a look, Drew, of a team that could make it again this year.
Yeah, it's a solid hitting team we've seen here in this afternoon, and they've got a good start to the season with their record. Heavy group of seniors here on this team. Good communication, top to bottom. They've been hitting the ball. They've had a nice afternoon at the plate, and solid start to the season.
Ivasek hits this one to short. Throw to first. Hanson to Nelson. Leadoff runner is retired for the first time since the first inning for Totino.
Yeah, good start. You know, last couple of innings have been very tough for Champlin Park, but you know, you want to go inning by inning and get yourself back in the dugout and at the plate so you can score runs and get back into this game.
Stika pops it up, first pitch swinging. And it'll be the pitcher coming over Vandermeeden to make the catch. 2 outs.
You know, usually you see the infielders call off the pitcher on that, but when you're in the play and the pitcher doesn't give up, you got to kind of peel off and let him make that play if he's determined to make that catch. Nice job to catch that very high fly ball.
So quickly 2 out in the Eagles' 5th. And here's Hand, who takes a first pitch strike.
What'd you see? What? What'd you see?
Vandermeeden's pitch is a strike. And it's quickly 0-2.
Nice start here to the inning by Champlin Park. Past few innings have been like going to a rock show. One of Wilcox's rock shows. A lot of action, a lot of activity. But this inning, Champlin Park has a chance to get out of the inning without any damage being done.
You and Jay should go to a concert sometime.
I'd love to go to an old rock show with him. I know he has his summer tours and his summer plans. I asked him, he said he doesn't have anything big going on this summer. I think he's lying. He just doesn't want me to ask him. He doesn't want me to try and crash his plans. This is in the stands.
Behind the plate. McKean can't get to that
nice
one.
Second catch there. Get that guy a box of popcorn. What rock show do you think we'd go to? He's probably not a Post Malone guy.
Yeah, no.
Travis Scott, maybe? No.
He'll go over to Wisconsin. He'll go up north, up to
oh, he goes to he goes to the he goes to Walker all the time, doesn't he? What is that show? That was one of my first events I ever did with old 12 News reporter John Lordson. John, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well. You're doing some great stuff over at CCO. It's fun to watch. Those Finding Minnesota stories are great.
Is that when you guys were in Alexandria?
Yeah. Yep.
That one skips away, and Hand still in there.
That was like a rock show. We were like rock stars up there. People thought we were the biggest thing. That was a lot of fun. Oh, that was a lot of fun. The winters were tough. Oh.
2-2 pitch, golfed in the air, carrying deep, but under it and making the catch in right field is Higgins. So a nice job by Vanderbeek in his first full innings of work as he retires. Totino-Grace in order in the 5th. Take a break, come back, more baseball on CCX after this.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
10-2, Totino-Grace leading Champlin Park. Moved the home half of the 5th inning. Drew, last week we were at Osseo High School at Memorial Field. We talked about the improvements that have been made there over the last couple of years. Here at Champlin Park in the offseason, they put in this concrete apron that you see back behind home plate that stretches from dugout to dugout, and the stands sit on that. And the plans are to eventually put a small grandstand in this year, a covered grandstand. New netting back behind home plate. You see the Champlin Park logo and the padding stretching from dugout to dugout. Really nice look. Some money from the community fund and from the Booster Club have helped pay for the improvements. So it looks really sharp. They put in lights here a couple of years ago. It's a nice ballpark.
It looks really nice, and you know, from the center field camera, you look back and you see this back apron. You don't have to worry about the ball getting stuck in the fence. You don't have to worry about balls getting damaged back there. And this cement patio, you know, you don't have to worry about the wet grass for your fans to walk in. They got a nice sidewalk for them to walk in. If it's raining, it's not slippery. It's easy to clean up, and it does have a nice setting. You know, this Champlin Park Ball Club is, you know, it's got a good tradition. They've had some successful years, and if you have, you know, if you build it, they'll come. They'll have other teams, they'll have other communities coming to say, hey, we want to play at your park because it looks good. And that's why, you know, Minnetonka is able to host all these tournaments and all these multi-game weekends and put on a festival, and it kind of builds a brand. It's building a program, and you know, small things like this really go a long way.
Hansen hits one to short. Nice pickup by Palmer. Throws over to first, and they retire Tyler Hansen. That was not an easy ball the way it came up on Ben Palmer, but fielded it flawlessly and threw to Quinn Gurman for the out.
Yeah, nice play by Palmer. Stays down in the ball and lets his glove do the movement. The ball hit pretty hard to the left side of the infield. He stays down and comes up with his glove, gets a strong throw over to first.
Strike one call. The Jamie Grindle is 0 for 2 today.
So back to our rock show idea with Wilcox. A couple fans on Facebook are wondering if he'd go to a Pink concert. I don't know if I'd go to a Pink concert, but
I don't think you would go.
No, I mean, I don't think I would. I think we just heard Journey in the break here. I'd take it a Journey concert. That would be fun. I don't know if they still tour, but
yeah,
you know, they get these bands. They just had this showdown at Target Center last night with a bunch of late '80s hip hop and rappers. It wasn't the best show, but people go, and it's fun to see those legends. And maybe I'll ask Wilcox if he wants to go to a Journey concert.
All right.
Challenge is taken.
Grounded. Palmer, another nice pickup. Spins, fires to first for the out.
Nominate that for a CCX Play of the Week. That's beautiful. It's not a diver. He's not doing anything too amazing, but just fundamentally scooting over to his left. The ball kind of cherry hops. He keeps his glove in position, makes a nice spin and a strong throw over to first base to get that out.
A couple of nice plays here in the field. He's been on base 3 times, and the big 2-run homer in the 3rd. Got Totino-Grace going. And his team comfortably ahead here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. And now Tyler Gukeen. A couple of fly balls to left. And his 2 at-bats. Ball hit in the air to center and hangs up and allows Stika to come in and make the catch. So a good inning for LaForest after he gave up a couple of runs last inning. It's a 1-2-3 5th inning. We're through 5. It's still Champlin Park trailing Totino-Grace 10-2.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Nice afternoon for baseball as Totino-Grace and Champlin Park go at it here in Northwest Suburban Conference play. Eagles looking for their 7th win in 9 games to start the spring. Up 10-2 as we go to the 6th. Alex Stevens to lead it off for Totino-Grace. He'll be followed by Jack Ebensteiner and Quinn Gurman. First pitch high for ball 1.
John, I've been talking to my friends on Facebook during this game, and I don't know if you have seen somebody. Have you ever seen somebody do a Rubik's Cube in person?
No, not in person. You mean successfully do it?
Yeah, like
up in the air, and that is ball hit to Evan Hammonds, and Stevens retired.
Like not the way I would do it, like take off the stickers and rearrange them.
No.
And that still takes a while. You can definitely get caught. But it was fascinating. It's apparently a trend in high schools, which is great to hear because, you know, oftentimes you hear trends and you're like, what a stupid trend that is. Or why are these kids doing this? But it's a trend, at least in St. Louis Park, that to try and do a Rubik's Cube. And this kid, I can't remember his name.
Caught in the miss by Jack Ebensteiner.
I'll tell you, if we get to do a St. Louis Park game, if I'm doing one, I'll try and get him to do one live on TV. It is fascinating, and he's like, it's not like a
player.
Yeah, it's not a doubt if he can do it. It's just which Rubik's Cube do you want me? It was just fascinating.
And a strike call. We did St. Louis Park a couple of years ago. They were in the section final against Wayzata down at Eden Prairie the year that the Trojans went on to win the state tournament in 2016. Ripped foul. Oof. That one almost caught Mike Smith.
Way to spin, Coach.
He's over by the fence now.
Holy, that ball was ripped right at him. And we have like a perfect line from this camera where you see here on the air. See if we see the replay here. I mean, this is cat-like reflexes. He's calm, casual, up 10-2.
I'll have to throw down to first and get Ebensteiner there on the strikeout throw out. 2 away. Look at it
watch
again.
this spin. I mean, that ball's tailing into him, too, so it's... Glad he's paying attention. Cat-like reflexes over there. Sign him up.
Gurman, first pitch swinging, pops it out of play. The Drew quietly, Vandermeeden has come in and settled things down. He's retired the last 6 batters. Gave up the leadoff hit to Radicek, the triple on the first pitch when he came in. But since then, strikeout, pop out, fly out, ground out, fly out, strikeout. And now base hit.
Just as you say that, and just as I was going to say, he's a different type of pitcher from the first one that took him out for Champlin Park. He doesn't throw nearly as hard. The other pitcher threw pretty straight. He threw harder, but he threw straight. And Totino-Grace was kind of squaring those balls up pretty well. And this guy comes in, is throwing sidearm off speed from the left side of the mound and having early success.
So Gurman's got his first hit in 4 at-bats. And now here's Palmer. 2 for 2, 3 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs, including both coming on the home run in the 3rd.
Let's go, Benny. Hum, kid. Good take.
It's a tough breaking ball to pick up from the left side. If you've been seeing a pitcher for the most of the season from the right side, you get used to that fastball and a breaking ball that's going to come towards your shoulder and towards the outside of the plate. But when it's a breaking ball sidearm from the left side, it's a little different. You got to adjust and adapt.
Caught in a miss by Palmer. It's 1-1.
That's where it's not always who throws the hardest. Yeah, you may have a Josh Hader out there who can throw 98, 99 and have a crazy slider breaking ball, but Greg Maddox was notorious for not being able to throw the ball very hard. He was just able to hit spots.
Senior lefty Vander Meeden delivers. Low, it's 2-1.
Hey, home, babe, Benny, let's go, kid. Hey, come on, 1-0, let's go. Home, babe. Barrel, Benny, barrel.
Throw to first and back in is Gurman.
He tried to, like, he caught it here, but then he barrel. Yes, sir.
Hit out in the air to center. In comes Evan Hammonds and makes the catch. And Palmer and Totino-Grace retired here in the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on for Totino-Grace. So the bottom half of the 6th inning, still 10-2 Eagles.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Bottom half of the 6th inning for the Rebels. Brady Higgins will lead it off. Noah Christensen and Carter Fox to follow. First pitch off the plate, a little high from Ben LaForest. Forrest has allowed 7 hits through 5 innings, a couple of runs, both in the 5th. This one hit high and in the air out to right. McLaughlin in and makes the catch.
It's been kind of the story of the afternoon for Champlin Park. A lot of fly balls high in the air, and you know, not what you want to see, but it's also not a bunch of strikeouts. I mean, you're putting the bat on the ball. It's just they're not picking up the pitches that they should be and squaring up the bat, whereas on the opposite side of the ball, it's Totino-Grace has just been squaring the ball up in the middle part of the game, and that's why they're up 10-2.
Strike one to Noah Christensen. Drove in the first run with a single in the 4th, brought in Higgins, who had tripled. Grounds this one past Stevens and into left field for a base hit. So Christensen is 2 for 3.
A couple chances to get dirty by the crowd out here. That's a tough ball to stay down on, but just didn't take that bounce that he was expecting to come up off the grass. It scoots by and scoots under his glove, as you'll see. If you get a replay where the ball just scoots by the third baseman under his glove. But, you know, up 10-2, not the biggest deal. Just out here you got to focus and get this next out.
Now brings up Carter Fox, doubled in his and last at bat and came around to score the second Rebels run in the 4th. First pitch strike to him. He's 1 for 2 today. One ball, 1 strike. Hit in the air out to left field. Hand makes the catch, 2 away.
Nice play by hand to get under that ball. Easy fly ball. Nice pitch by the pitcher there. Kept the batter off balance. He was lunging for it. If he was able to wait and drive it, he would have probably put that one on the park the way he was seeing that ball. But caught him off guard, lunged for it, and popped it up to left field.
Two away now for Tyler Nelson. 2 for 2 today with a run batted in. First pitch low and away, ball 1.
Tough team, tough for the coach. He's got 3 Tylers on the team.
Grounded, Palmer, nice backhand pickup. Throws to first to get the out and retire Champlin Park here in the 6th. They get a hit, but strand Christensen, no runs, 1 hit. And the Rebels have now left 6. We are through 6 innings. Still 10-2, Totino-Grace.
Here's these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother.
Yes.
You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Totino-Grace going to bat here in the top half of the 7th with a 10-2 lead on Champlin Park.
Checking to see if Wilcox responded to my Facebook post if he's going to join me in Journey concert this summer.
Rounded at first, and Nelson at the pickup, and Radicek is retired for the first time today. Eric today with a couple of singles and a triple. And this time grounds out to Tyler Nelson.
He was due. He was due. Got a good afternoon.
Giving him a massage right now.
Here's McLaughlin.
Hey, stop. You can say some. Heads up. Turn on it a little more.
Fouled. McLaughlin today is 2 for 3. Driven in 4.
That's going to be on CCX later.
And his 2 hits.
Was there a good play over there? I heard one of the kids saying that it might be on CCX later today. I tell you what, that play by the shortstop for Totino-Grace, that's going to be on CCX. He's had a couple great plays.
Gotten a miss. Vandermeeden continues to work tough against this Totino-Grace team since he came in. Just allowed 2 hits in nearly 3 innings of work. I'll get another strikeout. That's his 3rd strikeout, Vandermeeden, and there's 2 away quickly in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, tale of 2 games here for Champlin Park. You know, since he's come in, they've been pretty clean out there in the field. And, you know, I don't know if it has anything to do with Totino-Grace feeling comfortable they're up 10-2, but it doesn't matter. He's throwing strikes, and, you know, that sidearm angle from the left side of the mound and changing up his pitches, he's been pretty successful out there. Something to build off of.
Strike 1 to Spivacek. Been on a couple of times in 3 at-bats. Count evens, 1-1. Now back.
Ready, watch your way. Come on, Spam.
2 pitch, tails inside, it's 2-2. Out of play.
Just about in a
We're not bad here. You know, you're up 10-2. You're in the last inning. You know you're almost certainly going to win, but you're not going to give it a bat away.
No, you want to get on base.
Yeah, base and keep swinging the bat well. A good at bat here by Svadasic as he fouls another one off and stay alive at 2-2.
Let's go, Fab! Come, Fab!
And Vandermeeden for his part as well, not to giving in. He wants to get back to the dugout here.
Yeah, there's integrity in the sport, and
clean inning.
You know, you teach them early, and you know, you play the game. Play the game throughout the end of the game, and let it play out. Don't give up. Don't do anything that's unsportsmanlike, and let players play the game.
3-2 pitch fouled back.
That's what coaches like to see, is that, you know, those are the players that are going to continue to play and rise throughout the ranks. Is, you know, the ones that whether you're down 15-2 or you're in a 9-8 game, you want to play the same.
Pitch to Svacek is low, and a nice at bat for Eben as he draws a walk to get on here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Yeah, nice at bat. Worked the count full and took that ball forward to get down to first base.
First walk given up by Vandermeeden. And back to the top of the order for Totino-Grace. Go to first, and Slovacek back in.
Now, going on what we were just talking about, the integrity and the sportsmanship, this is one of those situations when you wouldn't expect him to run. I'd be surprised to see him run, but he hasn't had a chance to throw over to first too many times this afternoon, so he gave it a shot. And
Stika fouls it back. Strike one.
It's one of those little things in baseball that you wouldn't expect him to go first to third here either, but you never know. You want him to play hard. If there's a chance and you should be going first third, you want to go to first third, because if you kind of give up, it's kind of disrespectful to the other team as well.
Slovacek back in again after another throw to first by Vandermeeden.
Probably doesn't happen ever. Unless he likes it, like then he might have it.
A hesitation and comes home with the pitch and a called strike.
Yeah, he's got a very slow delivery when he's got a runner on first, and he does that to be deceptive to the runner. A lot of people think that's a balk, but as long as you're not crossing and then stopping and coming back, you're not going to be called for a balk.
0-2, Stika went around, a strike 3, and Totino-Grace is out in the 7th. No runs, no hits, they strand 1. Last chance for the Rebels coming up. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 10-2.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there, choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Ben LaForest trying to throw a complete game here against Champlin Park. He'll take to the hill in the 7th inning.
Yeah, he's just been throwing strikes, letting his defense make plays, and that's why we see only 2 runs up there for Champlin Park, is because his defense has been making those plays. He's got a clean sheet in the air column, and he's been having great support throughout the entire defensive lineup here.
In the air and caught out in left field for out number 1. That was Dustin Twingstrom who was hitting there, the number 9 spot for Evan Hammonds. Flies out, a hand in left, and we'll go back to the top of the order. And Cam Hammonds.
You know, not only has Mike Smith's team put them in a position to win, but he's going to be nice to be able to say he's only used 1 pitcher today, especially with the really condensed schedule coming up and the playoffs not too far down the road.
Chop to third. Stevens throws to first for the out. 2 away.
Nice play. Nice high hop. Right on the line. Gets his feet set. Makes a strong throw over to first base to get the second out. Nice. See that high hop right towards his shoulders. Quick turn and strong throw over to first. Looks so easy, but you know, that comes with years and years of practice to make that look so easy.
Tyler Hansen, first pitch swinging and flares one to right, diving catch. He does make it out in right field. McLaughlin to end the ball game.
Kind of cherry on the top of the Sunday there. Nice way to finish the game for Grace. You know, finish it off in style. They had a great afternoon at the plate. Squared up several balls in the middle part of the inning, middle part of the game. And then they end this game here up 10-2 with a nice diving catch by the right fielder.
A nice grab to end it, and a nice wave for Totino-Grace to end it as well. Drew, they get it done. They're solid in the field, and obviously getting it done at the plate and on the mound too. And LaForest throwing a complete game, just a great overall game for the Eagles.
Yeah, complete game. He only gave up 2 runs. Great solid defensive play behind him throughout the afternoon for Totino-Grace. But I think the story of the afternoon is squaring up several balls in the second, third, fourth inning and putting up, you know, 10 runs there through the second, third, and fourth inning, and top to bottom. Senior heavy team, great afternoon at the plate, and you know, their fly balls were over the head of the outfielders or out of the park, whereas Champlin Parks were just too high in the air and they stayed up in the air.
With the loss, the Rebels drop now to 3-8 on the season. Totino-Grace playing well in Northwest Suburban Conference play, get the win today, and they improve to 7-2 on the season. Drew Keough, thanks for your work again today.
You bet. I'll keep you posted on the Wilcox concert update.
Well, everybody will look forward to that. That'll do it for our coverage this afternoon from Champlin Park High School. For Drew Keough and all of our crew, our final score once again, Totino-Grace 10, Champlin Park 2.
Good way to end the game.